Welcome to the Atheist in Recovery podcast, where we talk about finding hope in recovery. And now your host, Dr. Adina Silvestri.
Hello guys, and welcome to episode 36 of the Atheists in Recovery podcast. And today I'm going to do a solo episode surrounding COVID-19. And I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about it, but this is going to be a show about how to stay sober when you're stuck at home. Right now, we are socially isolating and we don't have access to the communities that we normally would. And it's already a pretty stressful time for everyone. And so what do you do when you're off your normal routine, when you don't have access to these communities? How do you connect? How do you continue to put your recovery first? So let's dive right in. Number 1, attend a virtual support group. So chances are your people are also feeling stressed and scared and having cravings. I know I am. So attend a virtual support group. Smart Recovery Reddit has a really cool subreddit called Redditors in Recovery, and they accept everyone. No matter what your spiritual or religious beliefs are, they accept everybody. It's a pretty cool community. So I would check them out. So Baristas, Recovery Dharma, they all have recovery options in the rooms, also recovery options online. Okay, number 2, coordinate with your therapist to have phone sessions. So I'm assuming that you have a therapist. You may not have a therapist, and that's okay. But if you do, make sure that you advocate for yourself. Advocate for a virtual session or a phone session. I know I'm going completely online. I know a lot of my colleagues are as well. And so, don't take this time to make sure that you're continuing with your recovery journey with the people that know you best and have your best interests at heart. Maybe it's your rabbi, maybe it's your pastor, maybe it's your best friend, whoever you have that you check in with regarding your recovery, make sure that you schedule that time in. And, if it's your best friend, you'll be there for them when they need you. And so don't think that you're a burden in any way, because you're not. Okay. Number 3, talk to your loved ones, friends, other people in recovery. So being at home doesn't mean that you have to cut off all contact with other people. That's definitely not healthy. And if you start to see that you're isolating, meaning no contact whatsoever, it's even more reason to get on the phone, chat, use your preferred video platform. I happen to like Zoom. Zoom is great and it's free, and I use that for my therapy clients and for anybody, really. I'll be doing a lot of virtual coffee dates in the next few weeks. So if you're feeling lonely, vulnerable, bored, that's another big trigger. It's really important for you to stay in touch. And don't just rely solely on texting or social media. Really having that person-to-person communication, it's really important. Don't underestimate that. Okay. 4, start a meditation practice. Okay. So there are so many different ways to do this. And now that you have time, while you're at home, this is a great thing to jump into. And it's often something that we neglect because we say we're too busy. Well, I've got news for you. Meditation and mindfulness, it does wonders for our anxiety. And so let me just spend a few minutes talking about a mindfulness practice that I am loving from the Buddhist psychologist, Jack Kornfield. So he gave a great exercise that I want to share with you guys. And so you can I'll definitely leave a link for how to start, meditation for beginners. But this one is really cool. And meditation is great because you could do it anywhere. If you're having a hard time sleeping, this is also great. So let's just say that you have some fears. You have some fears of anxiety. you have pain currently, and it's just like this loop that's playing inside your head, right? This continuous loop. And so you would contact or visualize rather your higher power or your spiritual guide, whoever you imagine has your back. Maybe it's your wise self. Maybe it's your uncle that passed away that you were really close to. Maybe it's Bodhisattva. Maybe it's the Virgin Mary. Maybe it's Gandhi. It doesn't really matter. But you would basically start this meditation by doing some deep breathing, and you would visualize writing down on little pieces of paper your suffering, your anxiety, your fears, your pain, and you would walk it up to an altar, and you would say to your spiritual guide or your higher power or your family member, I need to give this to you. I need to take this hurt and this pain and the suffering. I need to put it in this box on this altar, and I need you to care for it for me. Can you watch over this for me just for a little while? I can deal with it later. I'll come back for it later when I'm ready. But right now, I need to hand this over to you, and you need to watch over it for me while I continue down my path. And just, that visualization of handing the hurt and the pain over to somebody that you really trust and having them watch over it, to me, that's just so powerful. So I would just continue to do that. And the more you meditate, especially at night, if you can't sleep, just keep playing that over and over in your head, you'll eventually become tired and you'll definitely fall asleep. It'll happen quickly. So that's number 4. I probably could say more about it. I think I'll do a meditation for this specifically, just to give you guys a better idea. All right. Last on our list, number 5, keep a journal. Write down your experiences and your feelings. This is very therapeutic, I feel. It's something that I have my guys do in my therapy practice. You could use an app for it, and I'll link to a popular journal app in the show notes. You could do it pen and paper, which is what I do. And don't edit yourself. Just write or draw whatever comes to mind, and take this time that you're home to even build a daily journaling practice. And you could start out just by writing what you did that day, just to get it going, just to get it started. It's very powerful because then you can just observe it, look at the feelings, read them, be interested and curious about them, and just move on. Okay, guys, so that's it for our 5 ways to stay sober when you're stuck at home. Just to recap: 1, attend a virtual support group. There are many out there. 2, coordinate with your therapist to have phone or virtual sessions. Coordinate with your sponsor, whomever you utilize in your recovery plan. Make sure you're scheduling that now. 3, talk to loved ones, friends, other individuals in recovery. Don't cut off all contact just because you can't make it to meetings, to face-to-face meetings. That is the worst thing that you can do, because other people are also feeling what you're feeling right now. 4, take a meditation practice. I gave you a little visualization to help start you off, or try a new hobby. If meditation is not for you, try something new. Take up photography. Actually sounds really cool. Yeah, chess. There's so many things you could do. 5, keep a journal. So, in closing, remember, guys, taking care of yourself is the best thing you can do in recovery. Apart from the precautionary measures, mask, gloves, whatever, it's important to let people know how you're feeling stressed, scared, anxious. You're having increased cravings. All of these are normal reactions. And once you start talking to others about those feelings, you'll see that your people, your fellow travelers, are feeling it too. And you guys could walk alongside each other, and you could take turns holding one another's suffering. If we could take something from this crisis, it's that, humanity really steps up in the best way during times like these. So I see you, Eric community. I see you. Okay. If you need more support, definitely reach out. Also, you can join us in the Atheists in Recovery private Facebook group. Just head on over there and answer the questions, and I will approve you. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Atheists in Recovery podcast. For more great info and to stay up to date, head over to atheistsandrecovery.com.